It's day 12 in our 30 days of yoga with Jesslyn. The last 2 days you've had relaxation and meditation, and today we're going to take it up a notch. So let's head to the mat. Alright, so how many of you know what a burpee is? If you've ever done high intensity interval training, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. I have a love-hate relationship with burpees. They're a wonderful exercise that works the entire body, gets your heart pumping, but they can also be a real pain if you have to do more than 10. What I like to do are my yoga burpees. Now, going through our sun salutations a week and a half ago, you might see there's a similarity in a sun salutation, how you start from going up to down and then coming back up. Very similar to a burpee. So I'd like to focus today on doing a burpee with some yoga modifications. So let's get started at the top of the mat and I'll show you what I mean. So standing in our mountain pose, a typical burpee, for those of you that may not know what it is, it's basically either jumping up or reaching up depending on your level. So you would jump up, then you would come down, plant your hands firmly, jump back, do a push-up, jump back, and jump up and do it all over again. That's a standard burpee. There's lots of variations that people will do. So as you can see, it's kind of similar to our sun salutations. What I like to do is slow it down a little bit and add a few things. So let me show you. Let's start here at the top of our mat. We're going to inhale our arms up, exhale coming down. Good. So we're going to just start our beginning like our normal, and then we'll modify. We're going to step back. We're going to come down into our 8 points. We're going to come up into our modified up dog and our down dog. Take a few deep breaths here. And so obviously when we step forward, we come back up, fold down, inhaling up, and that's our sun salutation. So let's go arms up, go a little bit faster. Hands down, step back, drop to our knees and do a push-up. Coming up, down dog, step forward, coming up. Let's do it again. Forward fold, step back, down to our knees, push up, down dog, step forward, come up. Again, down, step back, down to our knees, push up, down dog, coming forward. One more time here. You can do a full chaturanga if you want. Downward facing dog, step forward, come up. So that's one way, that's one modification. Let's go into another one. And this is where we can start adding our warrior series to it. We can be adding some other things as well. So inhaling up, exhale, step back, push up, down dog. Let's lift a right leg. Bring it in. Right leg back, bring it down. Left leg floats up, coming in. Left leg floats back up, down. Step forward, inhaling up. Let's do that one again. Down, stepping back, dropping to our knees, push up, down dog. Right leg floats up, curling it in, bring it back up, and down. Other side, left leg up, left leg in, left leg back up, down, step forward, coming up. Again, step back, drop down, push up. Right leg. Keep breathing through the whole thing. Don't forget to breathe. Left leg. In, down, forward. Good. So let's modify it up again. Inhaling up, exhale, step back, push up, down dog. Right leg comes up, step forward to our lunge, coming down, push up. Left leg comes up, step forward. Inhaling up into our lunge. Exhale down. Drop to your knees. Push up. Down dog. Step forward. Come up. Let's do it again. Down. Knees, push up. Down dog. Right leg up. Right leg through. Lunge. Crescent moon. Knees, push up. Left leg up. Coming through to our lunge. Crescent moon. Down. Knees down. Push up. Down dog. Step forward. Let's do it one more time. Down. Knees down. Push up. All the way up. Right leg floats up. Comes through. Crescent moon. Down. Knee push up. Coming up to down dog. Left leg up and through. Crescent moon. Step it back. Knee push up. Downward dog. And coming through. All the way up. Hands to heart. So as you can see, your heart gets pumping, blood is going, you're out of breath maybe a little bit. You can keep doing that a few times and modify each one. So let's go down through one more, and then we'll kind of stay down as opposed to coming up and down. So inhale up. As you can see, I'm even out of breath here. Inhaling up, let's sit back in our chair. Slow it down a little bit. Stepping back, drop down to your knees, down into our push-up. Let's do our up dog and down dog. Hold it here for a few breaths. Good, breathe nice and deep. Slow your heart rate down just a little bit, catch your breath. You don't want your breath to be too fast while you're doing yoga. You want to slow it down every once in a while so that you don't forget to breathe and you don't get lightheaded. So let's inhale the right leg up. Exhale, come through. Open up into our warrior two. I'm just going to switch sides here. We're opening up. So our foot at the back is in our warrior two. Coming up and relax the shoulders. Look ahead. Middle finger of that front hand. Make sure the knee is bent over the ankle. Nice and wide. Good. Inhale, extend. On your next inhale, coming up, keep the front knee bent and reaching back, placing your left hand on the back of that left leg. Good. Let's do it again. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, coming back. Good. One more time. And back. Good. Coming open now. I want you to have your feet now opening so that they're parallel to one another in our 5-point star. And we're just going to hold it here. Inhale, take a deep breath. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Flat back. Then continue all the way down as far as you're comfortable. Good, breathing deeply, letting yourself hang. Now I want you to bring your heels in slightly to point your toes out towards the corner of your mat. We're going to bring our bums down into a squat. So we're basically trying to get our thighs parallel to the floor in our nice squat. Now you can stay lifted if this is okay for you, if you can keep that chest lifted. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth. Now if you have to open up your legs a little further so that your knee is not going past your ankle, and then you're going to go to the other side. And we're going to go back and forth. Now if this is too much, if you can't keep yourself nice and lifted, or for even a little bit more of a challenge, you can come down. I like to do it down a little bit lower, keeping my arms out and just sliding back and forth. Or you can always have your hands on the ground to make it a little bit easier, and walking your hands from side to side. Really trying to open up your hips, working those leg muscles. Good. Side to side, however you're comfortable, keeping yourself nice and flat and level, or nice and lifted. And we're going to end up with the left leg bent over, the left knee bent over, point that toe forward, bring the right foot in, and now we're in our warrior two on the other side. Good, holding it here, gazing over the middle finger of that front hand. Deep breath, our breath should be starting to slow down again. Good, inhale, reach forward, up and over. Good. Reaching to the back. Coming forward. Coming back. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Now let's come all the way down to a nice high lunge. If this is too much for you, you can drop down that back knee. We're going to be lifting the chest. So if you can stay in your high lunge with that back leg straight out behind you, the front knee over the ankle. We're going to hold it here for a breath. Good. Now you can drop down that back knee. If you already haven't, walk that foot out and have the left leg join the right. We're going to come up into our plank pose. So again, you're wanting to make sure that your core is engaged, your shoulders are out, or your shoulders are nice and pressed up and forward. You're not hunching in, you're not crowding you're not curling your back. You want to be nice and strong in your core and your shoulders. Feeling your abs shake. If it's too much, again, drop down to your knees and hold it here. You're still getting a great workout, just like this. Breathing deeply here. Good. Our breath has started to slow down now. We've started to relax. I want to take it up a notch here. And we're going to do some mountain climbers. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 seconds each to get our heart rates back up before we slowly start to stretch it out and take it down. So bring your knees back up off the mat. And we're going to do 10 seconds each here. So a mountain climber is basically bringing knees in each. Trying to keep your bum low, but you'll notice my bum might come up a little bit. That's okay. And here we go. We're counting down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down into our child's pose. Bringing your bum all the way to your heels, head down, using your block if you need to, using a cushion under your bum if you need to. We'll hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, let's come back up. We're going to do another round of those mountain climbers for 10 seconds. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dropping it down. Again, now you can, if you want, you can bring your wrists down to your heels and give your upper back a little rest. Breathing deeply. Good. One more breath. And we're going to do one more set of mountain climbers. So coming back up, palms out, wrists under shoulders, long in your plank, bum down, core engaged, shoulders relaxed and engaged. And we're going to go for last 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down into your tabletop now. Good, sit back on your heels. Clasp your hands behind, inhale, lift the chest. Slow your breathing. We're going to do a nice back bend, seeing as we're nice and warm now. Coming up onto your heels, coming up onto your knees. We're going to go back into camel pose. Now this one you might need your blocks for. So if you've got them handy, which anytime you're doing your yoga, you should always have your blocks and your straps handy, just in case you need them. So I'm just going to put that there to show you. You're going to place your hands on your lower back. Some people like to place it with your fingertips facing down. Some people like to do it up. Some people like to do fists. Whatever's comfortable for you and your wrists, you go right ahead. Keeping that core engaged, you're going to place your hands there. You're going to lift your chest. And as you exhale, you're slowly going to start to lift up your chest higher. Drop your head back. And this might be enough for you. You can just hold it here. You want to make sure your hips are staying over your knees. One step further, placing your hands on the short side of your block behind you. Good. Coming back up. Do some shoulder shrugs there. Roll those shoulders. We're going to do it again. This time, I'm going to show you how I'm going to take it a little bit lower. But again, you find where you're comfortable and to keep it there. So always start by placing your hands on your lower back. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, pushing those hips forward as you start to round your back. And again, now look for your blocks if you're going to go a little bit deeper. Good, you may have to adjust your knees, keeping your hips popping forward. And to go into the deepest expression, you can reach for your heels. I'm not going to talk during this part because it makes it very hard when I have my head lifted all the way back like this. So all the way back. Then to come out, you're going to place your hands on your lower back. Slowly start to use your core, coming all the way back up. Good. Roll those shoulders. And coming back down. Just place your blocks off to one side. And we're going to sit. Sitting nice and tall on our mats now. I want you to take your right leg out in front of you. We're going to do a half lotus today, just to see where our hip flexibility is at. I'm not very good in the hips at all, so I like to practice this one a little bit more because the poses that you like the least are the ones that we have to do the most. So I want you to take this foot, take it by the heel, and I'm going to get you just to kind of rock that foot back and forth, trying to open the hip up a little bit, warming it up. And you're going to bring it across and place it as close to you can as the hip to the hip, up as high as you can. You're going to take this thigh, your left thigh, and you're going to roll it, kind of tilt it forward. And again, that just kind of gets your hip in the socket in the right spot. So you're trying to bring your ankle up as close in as you can. And so this is half lotus. So now you can take the other leg and bring it up underneath. And so you can see our lotus pose, our full lotus would be bringing this one all the way up, but we're not quite ready to do that yet. That's a very hard one even for me to do on a good day. I need a lot of warming up and stretching before I do that. So we're just trying to bring this in. If you have any hip pain, any hip issues, any ankle issues, having any pain whatsoever while you're doing this, please don't do this. Please just sit in a nice cross-legged position, just a regular cross-legged position, and try and just, engage your core, keep your back strong. But if you can, we're going to take it here. We just hold it for a few breaths. And you just sit nice and tall. And again, from our meditation that we did last week, where you want to sit, this is where most yogis will actually sit in a full lotus pose and do their meditation. We're not there yet. We're probably pretty far from being there, but this helps kind of, if you do this at the end of each of your practices and work on it, it makes it a lot easier for when you are sitting so that you're not going to have the back pain, the hip pain, and all of that when you are doing your seated meditation. So let's switch the legs now. We'll take the left leg off. We'll bring the left leg out in front. We're going to take our right leg. And again, you can do it just by taking your hand on the sole of your foot, your right hand onto your knee, and just rocking your foot back and forth, Try and open up, loosen that hip a little bit. Back and forth. Good. Now we're going to take that foot and again, bring it in as close to you can to your hip. Trying to keep a nice neutral line in your foot. And you're going to take this thigh and roll it. Again, trying to roll it so that it's an inward rotation of your hip. And bringing that foot in. You're going to find one side you're much more flexible at bringing it up than the other. And then you can now shift the left foot up underneath, kind of cushions or supports it. Your foot may be way up here, you may have your foot way down here. That's okay. Whatever you can do, you can use your blanket or a block up underneath as well. And then you can just be putting some gentle pressure on that knee. As long as there's no pain in your hip, you can just add gentle pressure to help kind of go a little bit deeper into the pose. And again, sitting nice and tall, breathing deeply, spine is long, feeling the stretch. Good. We're going to hold it here for another breath. Again, no pain should be felt anywhere. Slowly start to unravel. Good. Let's stretch those legs out in front of us. Maybe give them a little shake. Pull the flesh away from our seat. Sitting nice and tall. Let's do a simple forward fold. And again, grab your strap if you need to. Inhale your arms up over your head. Exhale, grab towards your toes, keeping the spine long and lifted. Breathing deeply. Trying to go a little bit deeper than the last time. Feeling your body starting to cool down now. Going a little deeper with each breath. On your next inhale, I want you to engage your core and slowly start to come up. Excellent. Let's bring it to laying on our mat. All the way flat. Now, one of the things that you can do that is similar to what we were doing when we were sitting up, trying to open up our hips, is laying back. We can bring our knees bent, our heels as close to our bums as possible. We did this one last week where you take your your left foot over your right knee and slowly bring it in. Now, this one I'm going to do a little bit of a modification. You can continue on to do this one if you'd like and bring that, reach behind your right leg and bring it in. But then another way to practice opening up our hip a little bit is to leave your right knee bent, grab onto that left foot, try and bring it in as close to your chest as you can. As you see, I'm not very flexible in the hips when it comes to this. A lot of people, yogis, can actually bring that foot right to their chest. So you take it wherever you're comfortable. What you want to do is just make sure that your foot and your ankle and your knee are all in proper alignment. So they're not all bent funny. You want to just make sure that you're feeling a nice stretch in your hip. Bring it as close to your chest as possible. And then you can release. And again, switch sides. So taking your right ankle over your left knee, and you can take it up into our gentle stretch here if you want. To go a little bit deeper, drop your left leg or your left foot back down. Grab onto the right ankle and the right knee and just bring it in towards your chest. You can straighten up that bottom leg too if you like. I like it bent up because it just makes it a little bit easier. And release it down. Good. Now let's get into our lovely and comfortable and well-deserved corpse pose for today. I hope you enjoyed doing our modified burpees. And again, you can see how you could pretty much add anything you want to it and make it your own. Instead of doing this step back into our plank, you could even do a little bit of a hop back, like a more traditional burpee. Totally up to you. So let's start to relax our shoulders, tuck our chin in, open our feet like a book, palms up, getting your blankets, pillows, socks, whatever you need to get yourself nice and comfortable. I'm going to leave you with your thought for today, which is on the wall here behind me. Nice and simple. Dream, believe, achieve. We've all heard it many times, and I think it's something that we all need to do more of. Have a beautiful and balanced day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.